If you grew up in the 1960s, this video is not meant to entertain you. It is meant to recognize you. It is meant to walk slowly through the everyday moments that shaped how you think, react, stay calm, and carry pressure today. This is not history. It is not nostalgia. It is lived psychology formed by repetition. People who grew up in the 1960s were trained by routine situations that happened again and again, quietly, without explanation, without discussion, and without emotional processing. You are 6 or 7 years old, sitting in a classroom. The teacher calmly tells everyone to get under their desks, not because something happened, but because something might happen. The room becomes quiet. You tuck your head down. You pull your knees close. No one explains what nuclear war really means, but you feel seriousness in the adults' voices. You do not understand destruction in words. You understand it in tone. You understand it in silence. You understand that danger exists somewhere far away, beyond your control. Then the drill ends. Everyone stands up. Lessons continue. Homework still matters. The world does not pause. Your nervous system learns something early. Fear can exist in the background, and life still expects performance. That is why later in life, you do not panic easily. You do not dramatize problems. You stay functional while others freeze. Now think about walking to school. No phone, no GPS, no adult watching. You memorize routes. You know which streets feel safe, which houses to avoid, which dogs bark too much, which shortcuts are risky. Safety is not provided. Safety is managed internally. That is why reassurance never meant much to you. You trust your own judgment more than promises. If these memories feel familiar, pause and leave a comment. Even one sentence is enough. Now think about money, real money, coins, folded bills. You feel the weight in your pocket. When you spend it, it disappears. There is no overdraft, no undo, no safety net. You learn money as consequence, as restraint, as choice. That is why you still ask what something costs beyond price, time, energy, stability. Now remember getting hurt. You fall off a bike, your knee bleeds, it stings badly. An adult says, "You're fine, go wash it." Not angry, not cruel, normal. Pain does not mean stop. Pain means adjust and continue. That is why later you minimize pain, physical pain, emotional pain, even when it matters. Kids play outside for hours, no adults watching, no referees, no supervision. Arguments happen, fights happen, someone cries. You work it out yourselves. You learn people quickly. Who lies, who tells, who keeps secrets, who cannot be trusted. You are handed real tools, sharp tools, hot tools, heavy tools. You are not protected from danger. You are trusted to manage it. Confidence comes from doing, not reassurance. Mistakes have consequences. Now think about waiting. Waiting for songs on the radio. Waiting for shows on television. Waiting for letters in the mail. Wanting does not mean getting. Waiting becomes normal. Then boredom. Real boredom. The TV signs off. Nothing to watch. No escape. You wander. You imagine. You sit with silence. That is why silence does not scare you, but emotional exposure sometimes does. You watch leaders fail. Adults make serious mistakes. Authority cracks early. You respect competence, not titles. Actions matter more than words. Without anyone saying it, you learn the rule. Do not overreact. Do not overshare. Do not make things harder. You handle things quietly. No applause, no validation, just endurance. That endurance followed you into adulthood. It shaped how you work. It shaped how you love. It shaped how you respond when life becomes uncertain. You learned to stay composed in emergencies. You learned to solve problems without asking for help. You learned to keep emotions contained so they wouldn't slow you down. That is why others rely on you in crisis. That is why people come to you when things fall apart. You appear steady because you learned steadiness early. But steadiness came with silence. You learned not to talk about fear unless it was unavoidable. You learned not to burden others with feelings. You learned to postpone emotional needs indefinitely. That is why rest can feel uncomfortable. That is why doing nothing can trigger guilt. That is why you feel most valuable when you are useful. You were given responsibility early, sometimes before you were emotionally ready. But you adapted. You learned to read rooms. You learned to sense tension. You learned when to speak and when to stay quiet. Those skills made you competent. They also made you invisible. You rarely ask for help, not because you don't need it, but because you learned not to expect it. You were raised in a world where adults were present but distant. Support existed, but it was limited. Comfort was rare. Competence was expected. So, you became competent. Today's world talks openly about emotions. For you, this can feel strange, not wrong, just unfamiliar. You were never taught to narrate your inner world. You were taught to manage it privately. That doesn't mean you lack depth. It means you learned a different emotional language. You carry patience. You carry tolerance. You carry calm. You also carry unspoken weight. This is not about blaming parents. They raised you the only way they knew how. This is about naming what was never named. Strength without recognition does not disappear. It settles into the body. It becomes posture. It becomes habit. It becomes identity. You are strong because you had to be. You are calm because chaos was familiar. You are reliable because reliability was survival. And if no one ever said this to you before, hear it now. What you carried mattered. What you adapted to mattered. What you survived mattered. And it deserves to be understood.